Sarah, I have to say, while it's been dreary out, I'm just glad that there's no snow falling right now at the moment.
I'm happy about that as well. However, even just a little bit of it would be nice to kind of mix some of this air because it's just been sitting there. Now, live look, there it is. Mason City, stay for a moment so we can really see that the foggy conditions can be seen across pretty much the entirety of the area. These temperatures remain below the freezing point, but are slightly above the average. So that's been nice dealing with these slightly above average temperatures, but that's kind of a key point in a lot of this too. Let's first talk about the fog. Yes, foggy conditions, a little bit of that moisture left in the air, creating these lowered visibilities in places, well, really all across the map. One of the highest numbers we see right now in Forest City, as well as La Crosse. Now, these are miles of visibility, which means that if you're driving down those stretches of highway, you can only see about under 2 miles of visibility in Rochester, only about a mile in Albert Lea, 2.5 in Mason City. As we saw, the clouds are hanging out pretty low. The wind speeds are one big reason why a lot of this fog has been sticking around throughout yesterday, throughout today, and will continue even as we go into our Wednesday. Wind speeds, lots of zeros on the board. The highest wind speeds we see, maybe some 6s, some 7s. Well, combined with these temperatures being a little warmer than they normally are around this time, we're seeing some air quality issues. You probably noticed maybe your throat's been hurting a little bit, your eyes a little more watery. I certainly know that when I wake up, I feel it a little bit more, especially in my throat. As you can see, been down to the sensitive groups, unhealthy for sensitive groups here in the orange and the further north and even a little bit into our area as well. We get some of that red, which is just straight unhealthy for everyone. Now, taking a peek at unhealthy for sensitive groups, yes, an air quality alert has gone into effect, not for our area, but slightly to the north. Basically what this means though is that if you are in that sensitive group, if you do have respiratory issues, reduce your outdoor physical activities, definitely stay hydrated. Good advice for really all of us here as we continue through this stagnant air. Now, satellite and radar here picking up on, of course, the cloud cover, maybe some clouds breaking apart or at least attempting to, but because we're dealing with that fog, not a lot of sunshine able to bust through and not a lot of that sunshine able to really warm us up. I am keeping an eye on some activity just to the west. There's a possibility that we get this small little system move through and bring us a few isolated areas of that wintry mixture. Here we are around 7 p.m. You can generally see just cloudy skies, light winds sticking around. As we slip a little later into the evening, this is around 10 p.m., maybe we'll get a bit of that moisture, that precipitation to come and try to break up some of this bad air quality. The problem is it's going to be moving by so quickly and it's not necessarily going to be enough as these chances actually dwindle as we go through the rest of the week. But yes, this air is going to be standing here a little bit longer. So just something to keep in mind. That air quality alert is set to expire tomorrow at 6 p.m. And here on the 7-day forecast where the weekend is always in view, Jess, let me tell you, these temperatures are not expected to necessarily go below that average point until maybe Friday. Normally we're around 22, 23 degrees for January. That's of course the monthly average, but you can see there are plenty of 30s on that board. Yep. And although it makes me happy, I hope we do get at least a little bit of wind to mix over the stagnant air.
I suppose so, but I'm just so happy that we are above average because I do not like the cold.
I'm not a fan of it either. And if we can get a little warmer, especially this weekend, some melting take place, get rid of some of those ice chunks, that would be great.
That would, absolutely. Well, thank you, Sarah.